Hey, what's going on YouTube? I am back with another story, and if you do enjoy these stories, please like, subscribe, ring that bell. In any case, this is the first time smoking Salvia, and I've really only tried it a couple times, but it wasn't exactly a pleasurable experience, so it's not like I'm gonna be really coming back to that. But it was quite an interesting trip. I had gotten some stuff online, some weird website. I think I got the 60X. Oh man, I really had just gotten into like just ordering things online like that, so I didn't really know what to expect. I hadn't really gone into a head shop to look at what Salvia really looked like, and it was just kind of doing my usual experimentation, college days. So I order this stuff, it shows up. It's this, like, black flaky, just black flakes basically is what it looked like. It didn't really have a smell to it, but it was just a bit of salvia, and I had I had like a spoon pipe, just that classic looking spoon pipe, and I loaded that sucker up. I had the day off. I made sure like I didn't have any responsibilities. I was staying home. And took those couple hits. It was nasty tasting. It almost had like a chemically kind of sour twang to it. I don't know how to describe it, but I definitely did not enjoy that taste one bit, and neither did my throat or my lungs. It just, it really, it's like my body could just tell this is not something you should be inhaling, and just kind of my throat kind of just like tightened up a lot to where it's like, no, we do not want to hit more of this. And really, it's 2 hits is really all it took. And for me, it was much more of like a body trip than anything really visual that like a lot of people experience. But it was a pretty interesting one, and it kind of reminded me of the way it's sort of described as like for Ether and in Fear and Loathing. I basically, everything felt like magnetized, and it's like I could see myself, like in my head, I'm like, I know, like I'm very aware, and I see myself doing it, but it's like I can't help but just like feel this weight. Like I'm basically was like magnetized to the walls and floor, and I would have to like pull myself to like extra hard to get my like hands off of the wall. If I like touched a wall, it just like everything felt magnetized, not like sticky or anything, just like it just gravitated, and it was just so much like really hard to like pull myself up. So I'm sitting in my bed, and it's just like it's just really feeling weird. So I like as it's kicking in, it like this magnetized kind of experience. It's like it was like a gradual rise. So I was able to like stand up and like get to the bathroom, but by the time I got to the bathroom, it was in full swing. And so it was like I grabbed the door, and it was so hard to get my hand off of it when I opened and walked through, and I just stumbled through, and like each step it was like, I don't know if I'd say like moon boots or something. It was just like, my feet were magnetized to the ground. So it was just this weird feeling of just having to put that much more extra effort to like pull myself off of surfaces. And all of a sudden, as I'm like trying to wash my face to try and just sort of, I don't know, clear myself up, try and see if I can, mitigate some of this weird feeling, and just kind of, there was some nausea that was kicking in. It was not a comfortable feeling at all. And then I would get these waves of like, almost like, I don't know what to say, like skin crawling. It's not like, there were bugs. It's more like you're near like electricity, like buzzing, like there was like a tingling around me, these waves of like, almost like you could feel like you're in some sort of like electrical wave. I don't know how best to describe that other than that. It's because it wasn't it wasn't skin crawling by any means. There was just this weird exterior tingling that was happening throughout my body, and it was happening in these weird waves, and it would just hit me in a way where it was like I could just feel this reverberating woo, 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 as I'm like clinging like to the walls and everything, trying to stay functional. And then I find myself just leaning up against the wall and just like fully aware, fully like in my like head, just seeing everything. But the body high was just so intense that it was hard to really control myself. And just so I just leaned up against the wall and just let myself be magnetized to the wall and just kind of like soak it in, kind of like ride the wave of the experience. It was very fascinating to feel. So there was like at least some of that there, just kind of experimenting, but it was not really pleasurable at all. It was more almost like annoying, like, dang, I just wasted like 4 hours of my day for this. Which pretty much on the come down, like I did not feel the greatest after. So it was pretty much like I went to bed early that night, but I just leaned up against the wall for probably like half an hour until I was able to muster up yanking myself off. And that's where like it slowly, dissipated over time, the sort of magnetism, but it was there for a while. So there was definitely a good couple hours of me fumbling around the house, like knowing I look really ridiculous, kind of laughing at myself over it, but just no real control over my bodily function in that way of just feeling that, just clinging to walls and whatnot, just not being able to yank my hand off of it. But eventually I was able to get myself into bed and just kind of lay there and ride it out, and I pretty much I ended up just passing out early there and just letting it ride out in my sleep. And I woke up kind of groggy and gross, and it was just not a great experience. So there's only one other time I had tried it, and it really wasn't much anything. It was like a little mini hit, and it was like, no, I don't like this taste. I don't like this feeling. I'm good. Like, Salvia is just not the drug for me, personally. But yeah, that was that. And then I had that baggie for years. Like, it was a small amount, and I don't know, it was no fun. So yeah, that was the first and one of the only times I've tried Salvia. So yeah, in any case, if you do enjoy these stories, please like, subscribe, ring that bell. You have a great rest of your day.